Is Iran's supreme leader really alive? Or has one of the world's most secretive governments created an unprecedented wall of silence around its most powerful man? A remarkable new report by the London-based outlet Iran International has raised fresh questions about the public disappearance of Iran's supreme leader, Mojtaba Khamenei. According to the report, Iranian President Masoud Pezeshkian was recently taken to a secret location somewhere inside Tehran for what was supposed to be a meeting with the country's supreme leader. But what allegedly happened during that meeting has only deepened the mystery. The report claims the president never actually saw the man he was meeting. Instead, he was reportedly driven to an undisclosed location, transferred into a commercial vehicle with heavily tinted windows, and seated beside someone in complete darkness. The guards allegedly prevented any physical contact. There was no handshake, no visual confirmation, only a short conversation conducted entirely by voice. And according to people quoted by Iran International, Pezeshkian later questioned whether the voice he heard had actually belonged to Mojtaba Khamenei. If true, it would be one of the most extraordinary accounts ever reported from inside Iran's highest circles of power. However, these claims have not been independently verified, and Iranian authorities have not publicly commented on the report. According to Iran International, President Pezeshkian had reportedly spent weeks requesting a meeting with the supreme leader. The report says he even threatened to resign if he was not granted an audience. Eventually, approval was allegedly given. But instead of visiting the traditional residence of Iran's supreme leader, the president was reportedly instructed to travel to a completely different location under extraordinary secrecy. The report further claims the conversation itself lasted only a few minutes, despite Pezeshkian later publicly describing a 2.5-hour cordial meeting. Sources cited by the publication argue the president left frustrated, humiliated, and uncertain about whom he had actually met. The report also says Pezeshkian later requested another meeting at the official residence, but that request has reportedly been denied. These claims remain based on unnamed sources and have not been confirmed independently. Perhaps the biggest question isn't the alleged meeting itself. It's what has happened since Mojtaba Khamenei assumed leadership. According to the report, nearly 5 months after becoming Iran's supreme leader, there has been no publicly released speech, no official video appearance, no verified audio recording, no televised address. That absence has fueled growing speculation both inside and outside Iran. Iran International notes that even Iranian media have attempted to explain the silence. One report published by the newspaper Hamshari claimed modern intelligence agencies could analyze background sounds, electrical grid frequencies, and even vocal characteristics from recordings to determine a leader's location or physical condition. Supporters say such precautions are necessary because Iran's leadership remains under constant security threats. Critics argue the explanation has only generated more questions. The uncertainty has also produced conflicting international assessments. According to the report, US President Donald Trump recently claimed he believed there was a very high probability that Mojtaba Khamenei had been killed. Israel, however, has continued to maintain that the Iranian leader remains alive. Inside Iran itself, officials have also appeared to offer differing accounts. Foreign Minister Abbas Araghchi suggested only a limited number of officials had met the supreme leader. Yet shortly afterwards, President Pezeshkian reportedly indicated that more meetings had taken place. Those differing narratives have only intensified speculation surrounding the leader's condition and whereabouts. The report also points to possible political tensions within Iran's leadership. According to Iran International, Mohammad Bagher Karazi, a cleric described as having family ties to the Khamenei family, claimed Mojtaba Khamenei warned President Pezeshkian that any future resignation attempt would be accepted. The outlet also repeats its earlier reporting that Pezeshkian submitted a resignation letter earlier this year, allegedly arguing that Iran's Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps had gained overwhelming influence over the country's administration. These claims have not been confirmed by Iranian officials. Nevertheless, they come amid continuing reports of competition between elected institutions and Iran's powerful unelected security establishment. Whether Mojtaba Khamenei is deliberately remaining hidden for security reasons, whether the secrecy reflects internal political divisions, or whether there is another explanation entirely, the fact remains that one of the world's most powerful political figures has largely disappeared from public view. In most countries, the absence of a head of state would immediately trigger official explanations. Inside Iran, silence itself often becomes part of the story. For now, Iran International's account remains unverified. Iran has issued no official response, and questions surrounding the country's supreme leader continue to grow until credible public evidence emerges. The mystery over who is really leading Iran and under what circumstances is likely to remain one of the most closely watched stories in the region.
They started with just an idea. The world calls it a startup. They call it a labor of love. Some burned out, some broke through, but every single one had a story worth hearing. This is where founders speak without filters, where investors reveal what they actually look for, where failure is just another chapter. Because no matter where the journey takes you, you're always asking the same question: what next?
If you like this video, then like, share and subscribe to Mirror Now.